What up, guys? Kevin here with the Christmas movie review. Well, it's Christmas. Merry Christmas, by the way. And I watched a movie and I'm going to review it. It's not a Christmas movie, but that movie being Carry On, a Netflix original. With how much I spend a month for Netflix, these movies need to be dope. Like, we're talking HBO, like, I think even surpassing HBO. 'Cause isn't HBO or Max cheaper now? Like, these movies need to be fucking cinema. Is this cinema? I mean, I was recommended. I don't want to say recommended. My girlfriend last week watched this and she said it held her attention. I'm like, okay. To me, that means it's boring, but I paid attention to it. I was entertained, and the movie was blowing up. I see news articles that this movie's blowing up. I'm like, all right, let me watch it, and I watched it, and I think, yeah, I'll say it held my attention. So, it's going to be a little bit of spoilers. I'll probably maybe up to like the first half of the movie. So, nothing, I'm not going to give the ending away or anything that happens after a certain point. But just, to set things in motion of what happens in the movie. You've been warned. But again, I'm not going to give the ending or the last, 45 minutes of the movie away. But yeah, Carry On. I got to say, like, I saw the movie Trap earlier this year, and this movie is kind of like Trap. Bad guys trying to get away with doing bad things. And in this movie, Jason Bateman, who I'm relieved that this isn't his, like, just looking at this, like, real quick, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be his John Wick. Every actor needs their own John Wick movie. Oh, I want a movie where I cap a lot of people and I'm badass. No, he just plays, I don't, he's a bad guy, but we don't have too much background on him. But, I mean, yeah, he takes people out. Not John Wick levels, but he does take a few people out. But he's just trying to get a suitcase that has a bomb, like a nerve agent, that's gonna take a lot of people out. And I'll get to that in a minute. And all he needs to do is get it past TSA. That's it. That's his goal. That's his job. And there's other people part of this operation that we don't know about that are like him, but this is his job. Now we got was it Taron Eggert? What's his name? I don't know, but I was like, where do I know this guy from? Where do I know this guy from? Then I'm like, oh yeah, do me in the butt. He's the do me in the butt guy. Remember the Kingsman? Where that one woman at the end, like, oh, you successful, you can come do me in the butt. And then he was successful and then got to do that girl in the butt. All right, I just spoiled the Kingsman if you haven't seen it, but great movie, go see that. He plays a TSA agent. He's going to work with his wife at the airport. His wife, Nora, or I don't know if it's his wife or a girlfriend, whatever, but she's pregnant and she's giving him the talk because he's just coasting by. He's been working at the TSA for 3 years and just coasting by and hasn't even gotten a promotion. Man, it sounds like me. I mean, I get promotions, but I definitely coast by. But anyways, took that a little to heart there. But she's basically like, hey, you should become a cop. And there's a little bit of backstory learned about him and his pops. Pops going to be a cop. So he's just settling, just like his pops. But she gives him the speech like, yeah, you need to go chase your goals. You need to go become a cop. You need to go make something of yourself. Women don't care about you making something of yourself. Women just care about you going making money to support the kid that's on this way. I don't care about what you do. So with that in his head, he shows up late to work to the meeting, basically misses a meeting, and his boss, which is the brother-in-law from Breaking Bad, the cop, bald dude, is his boss. He asks him for like a pay bump, like, hey, I'm not going to become a cop, but hey, can you give me more money? And he just looks at him like, you idiot, you're late and you're just coasting by. Yeah, you're not getting a raise. But he did let him switch positions with Jason, who has gotten promotions, just to see like, hey, all right, well, let's see if you're up to the task. And His new position is watching all the bags go through the conveyor belt and spotting anything that might be suspicious. So he's doing that and then somehow gets an earpiece and puts it in. I don't know why he now I think about it. This movie has a lot of plot holes. I'm like, why did he put that in? Like if someone handed me an earpiece, I'll be like, ew, get that away from me. I hate things that been in people's ears. And that's what I would assume that thing was in someone's ear. And then it's Jason Bateman saying, hey, buddy, we got a suitcase coming through. You just need to let it through. That's all you need to do. And then, of course, his conscience starts weighing on him because he understands it's something bad. And it's just a lot of back and forth. It was a little hard watching Jason Bateman be this guy because, like, this is a dude from Arrested Development. But I think they got him because it's just him in his ear and it's kind of like a lot of narration. What's going on? And Jason Bateman has that smooth fatherly voice that does work here in his role that he's playing. But yeah, it's a lot of like his conscience is weighing down on like, oh my God, I'm about to let something through. And he doesn't know what this through, but he know it's going to be very bad because Jason Bateman's character, I think he's just called the Traveler. They don't call him, but that's what I've read. It has Nora, and Nora's going to die. Nora is going to die if he F's this up. Like he doesn't have her, like she's just off working. You know, they're trying to keep it as normal as possible, but that's basically like, hey, you need to let the suitcase through or Nora is dead. And I think after that talk that she gave me, I'd be like, good. Fuck her. Nah, kid. Don't talk to your men like that. But no, of course he has a heavy conscience about it. And then he tries to wiggle his way out of it and ends up failing. And then we get to the point where the suitcase is finally going through. Someone finally puts it through. And that person is kind of like Ethan. Ethan is Aaron Tegerton, whatever his name is, character. He's kind of in the similar position. It's like these people were all put up to it. To the point where I have a theory that even Jason Bateman's character was just put up to it. He has a certain set of skills and they found him and it's all just like who's really behind all this. But yeah, he lets it through, but as it's going through, you can see like, holy crap, this is a bomb. And then he lets it through, everything is good. And then he goes to the bathroom to puke because he feels sick to his stomach. And Jason Bateman's character comes in, basically gives him a congratulations, like, hey, you did it now. Everything is good now. We just got to make sure it does take off, and then you're good to go. And this is a part of the movie, like, a lot of plot holes, like, like all these weird little timeouts. Let's go and talk to each other. I never had a job where I could take that many breaks, but especially when I'm asking for a promotion, especially, you know, when it comes to something like TSA and security, dude just can get up and take a break whenever he wants. But, you know, you need that, like, you need that good back and forth besides over the earbud. But this is a part where I'm like, why? Like, because he asked him, like, what are you going to do? Are you going to detonate that? He's like, yeah, I'm going to detonate that on the plane. And it's like, he could have just said, no, just needs to get to its destination. That's all. And that would have been done. Like, I mean, the plane would have blown up. It just would have been a lie. But I'm just left scratching my head. I'm like, well, why did you tell him that? Now that's going to weigh on his conscience. And then things just, of course, escalate from there. Not going to give anything else away. But yeah, it's a popcorn movie. Just one of those type of movies where it should be on the edge of your seat. But I'm really not. It's like, all right, 250 people on a plane. Who cares? Who cares? Especially when the bodies start to pile up. I'm like, wouldn't it have just been better to, you know, let 250 strangers die instead of these people you know? You know? Not trying to spoil anyone who dies, but That's my thinking. Man, I got messed up thinking. But yeah, it's it was a good movie. But like, I watched the movie Trap earlier this year, and I thought that, kind of the same thing, bad guy trying to get away with being a bad guy. And I found it tense, but also a little bit more enjoyable, a little bit more, had a little bit more of a smile on my face. Trap was whimsical compared to this movie. And I think that's what this movie is missing. It's just that it plays it straight. It just plays it straight. But it does a good enough job, and it's shot very well. The only really major annoyance, besides some plot holes, which I mean every movie has, but just that thriller, that thrilling, tense music, the bum ba dum bum 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 just constantly over and over and over. I'm just like, shut the fuck up with the music. Let this movie breathe a little bit. It's like they just try to keep things tense with the music. But yeah, I mean, shot very well. Everything else is pretty good. I give it a solid 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 for Carry On. You can watch worse things, but there's a lot of better things out there. But I don't feel like, because there's only so many hours in the month. And with how much Netflix is spending, that was 2 hours of my time that I don't feel like I threw it away, which is good. Which is good. I will say, probably could have cut out maybe 20 minutes. It felt like a little bit long in the tooth, but I guess I'll allow it. I'll allow it. Just a little bit at the end. I'm like, all right, let's wrap this up. Let's wrap it up. All right, yeah, 7 out of 10 for Carry On. If you've seen it, let me know what you think. I'm going to go back to playing video games because that's what I'd rather be doing. All right, I got to go. I'll talk to you later. Later.